So we'll do a stretch and sitting, which you can do maybe first thing you get out of bed, sitting on the edge of your bed. We can do a stretch and standing, and then we can do a couple stretches on the floor. So I'll show all four of those. All right. So the first one, if you have a chair, you can use a chair. I'll show you in the chair today. So sitting on the edge of a chair or the edge of your bed, you're going to start with your feet wide apart. And I always say, just do a posture check. Make sure you're not slumped back, leaning against the back of your chair. Sit up nice and tall. You're working your trunk, your core. Feet are wide apart. And we're going to do a trunk stretch and a shoulder stretch. So kind of combining some different muscles together. You're going to reach across your body. All right, stretching the trunk. Your arm is as straight as you can get. You're going to stretch your hand out too. And you're going to look at your hand and incorporate a little neck stretch. And ideally, you want to hold for 30 seconds. So you could watch the clock or just count to 30. So you're going to do that one direction. And then you're going to switch the other direction, stretching your trunk, your hand, your shoulder. Look at that hand. And again, count to 30 to hold that stretch for 30 seconds. And you'll do that about ideally 5 times each direction. That's really easy. First thing, if you can, when you get up in the morning, sitting on the edge of your bed or a chair. Number 2 is standing. And a lot of people are familiar with this stretch, the runner's stretch. Really important to keep your ankles and your calf stretched out. So standing up, find a wall in your house. Everyone has easy access to walls. You're going to put your hands on the wall. One foot's going to go back. You're going to keep that heel flat to the floor. The front knee is bent, and you're going to just lean towards the wall a little bit till you feel a stretch in your calf muscle back there. And again, you're going to hold it for a count of 30. So count to 30 or watch the clock. All right. And then you'll switch to the other foot. Same thing. Keep that heel as flat as you can to the floor and lean into the wall and hold for 30. And you'll do that about 5 times each leg. So that's the runner's stretch. That's a great stretch, easy stretch to do in the morning when you get up. So number 3 is a stretch on the floor, and you can use a cane, straight cane if you have one in your house, or just an item you have in your house like a Swiffer or a broom. So I'll grab my Swiffer pole here, and you're going to carefully get down on the floor. So you can use a chair too to get down on the floor for support. And if you can, your legs are going to be straight. And if you're able to lie completely flat without a pillow, that'd be great because you're stretching your whole body. If you need a little pillow for your head, use it. And the other thing, if you have some back issues, you can always bend your knees up to help protect that low back too. Otherwise, your legs are straight. You're going to grab your pole and we're stretching your shoulders. So you're going to raise that pole up with both hands as far as you can. I always say in your pain-free range, you want to stretch, but not into pain. You may feel some discomfort, but you don't want to stretch into pain. And you're going to hold it for 30 seconds here, and then slowly bring it back down. And you'll repeat that 5 times. And again, you can bend your knees with this if you have some back issues. That's just a great stretch for your shoulders, as we talked about, keeping that shoulder range of motion so that you can put your deodorant on, get your jackets on, wash your hair, all that good stuff. Number 4. So while you're on the floor, you're going to stand up. So what you're going to do is, if you have a chair close, if you use the chair, let me grab my chair to get down on the floor. So you could use a chair, or if you're next to your bed, you can just hold on to the bed for support, okay? And you're going to bring one leg up. So hold on to the bed for support. Your other hand can be on the leg that's up. And what you're stretching is your hip flexor, all right? So you're going to stay as tall as you can and just lean forward a little bit. So right now I'm stretching my right hip flexor, and you're going to feel the stretch in the front of your thigh and you're going to hold it for 30 seconds. So count to 30 and then you'll switch and you'll do the other leg, staying up tall, come forward, stretching that hip and hold for 30 seconds. This is really important because a lot of people spend a lot of time sitting throughout the day. Even if you're at a desk job, you're sitting a lot. So as a result, these muscles get really tight. And so it's important to keep those muscles stretched out. So that would be the fourth one. So you can do your floor exercises and on the way up, do your hip flexor exercises before you stand up. And then you'll hit all 4 exercises, stretches. About 10% of our flexibility per decade gets lost. So it's so important to keep our range of motion for everyday functional activities such as putting deodorant on, looking behind your head, looking for a blind spot as you're driving, rolling over in bed for trunk mobility. All these functional tasks require good flexibility and good range of motion.